This video is going to walk you through how to add folders to your Schoology course. I'm starting in my Sandbox course, and I'm clicking Add Materials, Add Folder. When you are starting to build in Schoology, you want to think about your folder structure and how you're organizing your content. Is it by unit, by module, or by week? And once you've made that decision, you want to keep a consistent naming structure for your folders to help your students navigate. So I'm going to add a title for my folder. I can select a folder color to again help with that navigation piece. You can use the features that you see in the rich text editor to be able to format the text in various ways. As you can see, I'm highlighting over some of those options so you can see. There's also a section for including a link, so you can highlight any text that you would like to insert a link for, and you can insert the link here. If you'd like it to open in a new tab, you can check off that open link in a new tab option. Another feature that I'm going to highlight in this section is the Insert Content button. Using the Insert Content button, you can add different content. So if I click on Image, I can either attach a file that I have from my computer or one from the web. So I'm going to attach one from my files. As you can see, the image I added shows up on the larger side. I have two ways that I can adjust. I can click on the image and click on the image button. Once I have this screen, I can add either a description, decide if the alignment should be left or right. Dimensions that have worked well for me is doing 150 by 150. You can add other features here as well and click Update. The other option is by clicking on the circles and using the dragging option to either decrease or increase the size of the image. If you would like this folder to show up in your course calendar, you can add dates listed in the date section. The last item I want you to focus on is availability. If you click on the drop-down menu, you have four options: publishing the folder right away, unpublishing it, deciding to publish on a specific start date, or choosing a range that the folder will be published for. After you've made your decision, click Save Changes. And similarly to Blackboard, you can see when I just did that Add Materials, Add a Folder, that folder dropped down to that very bottom part of my course. So what I can do is there's a drag and drop area that I can touch on my folder, and I'm able to drag it to where I need in my course. But the really great feature is, as I'm adding more folders, I can decide exactly what area I'd like to add them in without having to doing much drag and dropping. So as you can see, as I am going through the course and I'm hovering over in between folders, a green line with a plus button pops up. I can decide the exact location I want my next folder to be or item and click on it. And then I can use the Add Materials button to add any of the following content to that exact section. So you can use that wherever you'd like on that Schoology course to decide where your next folder will be built. We're going to highlight two more things while we're talking about adding folders. Next to the folder that we just built, you'll notice that there is a gear icon. Underneath the gear icon, there are a few menu options. I can use Edit if I need to change anything about the name of that folder. I can choose to unpublish it. If you're doing any differentiated work and you would like to individually assign the folder to a student, you may use that option as well. You can also delete this folder if you need to. There are two ways to add subfolders. You can first begin by clicking on your main folder, and then on the next screen, click on Add Materials, Add Folder. Again, you'll follow that naming convention style that you came up with. Choose a folder color and click Create. If I go back to my course name and use the Expand button, I can now see my Unit 1 folder and Investigation 1 folder is now listed below as a subfolder. I could also take a folder that I've created on this main course page and using the drag and drop, drag it to be underneath that Unit 1 folder.